16 days ago, I decided to focus solely on growing my eBay business. I'll share with you 3 changes I've made since that day. Stay tuned.
Where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victors to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Resell getting strong and the ladies in command. 3 queens Resell taking over the land.
Hey friends, it's Stephanie with 3 Queens of Resell, and if you are new here, welcome. And if you are a reseller bestie, thanks for joining, friends. I do appreciate you guys, subscribers, new subscribers, and old. I appreciate you guys so much for just joining me for these videos and being my accountability partner on this journey. So first of all, I want to just introduce myself. If you are new here, I am Stephanie, and our resale business is 3 Queens Resell. It started almost 6 years ago when my oldest daughter right here was in middle school and she was trying to make extra money. She wasn't old enough to work, and so she started selling her clothes on Mercari. Probably about after the 3rd or 4th package she gave me to mail out, I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm selling my clothes on Mercari. So I signed up for a Mercari account, and then like 3 days later, I signed up for Poshmark. And then maybe 6 months later after that, I signed up for eBay, and it was on. I've been full-time for 3 years, but previous to that, I taught middle school for 23 years. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And those are the other 2 queens. This one's Courtney, that one's Jackie. And then, of course, my husband is also part of the gang, too. So we have 3 queens and 1 king. But that is our little family and all of the inspiration behind starting reselling. And from the start, when I first started reselling, because I had my full-time teaching income, and my husband also had his full-time income, reselling was solely fun money. Like, I didn't need it to pay any bills. I saved a little, paid off some debt, and then the rest was just like to support my kids in their extracurricular sports and the travel that we did with that. So I don't think I know that I wasn't that focused on like comps and sell-through rate and things like that. I was just focused on picking up what I loved and listing it. And so that's how it all started. And that's what I did for the longest. When I went full-time, I focused more on listing like volume-wise, not sell-through rate and comps, but just like listing a lot of things. And so when you list a lot of things, somebody's going to buy something. And that was kind of my theory. So now as we continue on this path, a couple of weeks ago, like 16 days ago, I decided that I really wanted to focus my eBay business and grow. We had a store at that time of about 1,500 items, like 1,550. And we just were like not even selling like 1 or 2 things a day. And I was like, what is going on with eBay? Like, why can't I sell things on eBay? So I started like doing research, and that's the store that I'm referring to is top rated, and we do promote our listings. So our listings like are, when I like search them, in many cases we're in the either the first one or in that first row that you see of listings, like when the listings are by 4s. And so I was like, why can't we sell things like we're promoted, we're top rated, we have good feedback. And so I just kind of started diving into videos. I found Tech and Sports and him talking about the sell-through rate of items. And then so I looked up a few other content creators that talked about sell-through rate. And then it kind of clicked, like, we have items. I'm picking up the same things that everybody else is. And it doesn't matter if it's a good item, if it's in good to excellent pre-owned condition. If there's 1,000 listed and 2 people have bought it, and So I discovered that, but I also discovered that I was listing for, my listing strategy was based on Poshmark. And on Poshmark, I tend to price things a little higher to allow room for offers and shipping discounts. Whereas on eBay, I don't give shipping discounts. And if someone watches something, I'll send them an offer, but I don't like send out like full scale offers every time someone comes in and watches something. So the things didn't have to be marked up so much on eBay. And when I looked at my eBay pricing of things as we're going back and revising listings, my pricing was just high for a lot of the things to sell on eBay. And a combination of high prices and low sell-through rate equals no sales. So I'll say that again for the ones in the back. High prices, low sell-through rate equals no sales. So the goal was to price correctly and source things with a high sell-through rate so we will have sales. And that's what I've been working on, focusing, dreaming about. Like literally, I like dream about eBay now. So that's what I've been focusing on for the last 16 days. And if you stay to the end to the what sold, you will see that we had our biggest what sold day since I started this challenge, probably of the year. If I go back and look at our data for the year, and before I do show you what sold in the weekly numbers, I want to talk to you guys and share just 3 points that I feel are very important if you're going to follow me along on this journey, as so many of you are. I'm so happy for all the new subscribers, and it really does mean a lot to me to grow this channel too. Right now, this is a hobby. I'm not monetized, but if you want to help your friend get there, make sure you watch the playlist that I have linked throughout. And but this is a hobby, and so I do appreciate you guys watching and sharing along in this with me. As a teacher, I know that if I get something, I can share it with someone else. Like, that's how I know something. So if you ever need to write a 5-paragraph essay, I'm your girl. I've written thousands of them in 23 years with middle school kids, and I can do it in my sleep. But I couldn't figure this out after 5 years until I just sat down and really studied reselling and really listened to people who had stores where I want my store to be. I want it to be a 6-figure reselling business. I have 2 kids that we support, a home that we support. You know, me and my husband like to travel, so we like the time and freedom that reselling affords us. I'm not a homeschool mom like a lot of full-time resellers are. I was a public school teacher. I sent my kid to public school. They both went to public school. The oldest is in college. So during the day, I have all school day to work. And that's what I do so that when they come home, I can spend time with them. But the 3 points I wanted to share with you guys that have really resonated with me in the last 16 days are this. The first one is consistency. I have been super consistent with this for the 16 days. And I said I was going to do it for 30 days. It won't be quite 30 because we leave for New York, but maybe it will. I think I might be like 1 day short, but I'm still going to do it there. But I have consistently listed, consistently sourced, and consistently been active on the platforms and consistently looked up comps and not only comps, but sell-through rate of every item that I've sourced. So in that time of just really focusing on eBay and being consistent for eBay, since we use List Perfectly, and if you are not using List Perfectly, you really should think about it. It is a cross-listing platform, and it allows me to cross-list across several platforms. But eBay has been our focus. But since I am sourcing more and listing more consistently, it's going across all 4 platforms. And so we're seeing sales pick up on all the platforms. as a residual effect. So one of the points of consistency that I, for myself, needed to kind of get a hold on is my sleep schedule. And so I'm trying to get up at 6 p.m. every day. Sometimes I miss the mark and I get up at 5:30, and then sometimes I miss the mark and I get up at 7:30, but my alarm is set for 6, and I'm trying to be consistent in like getting up before 8 or 9 o'clock and like getting the day going. And it's great when I can get up at 6 and I get all of the listing goal, or at least half of the listing goal, done before my daughter even goes to school. And then after that, when she goes to school, to just be ready to hit the bins and be there when they open. And being there when they open, it only took me like 2 times to realize how important it is to be there when the Goodwill bins open, because I get probably easily 1 rotation of no distraction. Like there's nobody fighting over something in the shoes. In fact, sometimes I'm the only one in the shoes, so I can like take my time and like look, and it's not as crowded. And as it fills up, the energy definitely changes. It's actually kind of peaceful when you get there first thing in the morning. So if I can get a head start on everybody else by being there right when they open, that is a benefit to me. So being consistent in all areas of my business. The one area that I am not consistent in and that I am going to focus on starting Monday is our receipt, and like that part, keeping track of the receipts. I have just like a bucket that I toss them in, but at the end of each week, I'm going to go through the receipts. I manage our proceeds through a bank account, so I know how much cash flow we have, how much I have to source with, but just I want to be cleaner with my record keeping on the business and be consistent with that as well. So the second point that I have really picked up on in the last 16 days is by narrowing my focus, it has made my business better, and I am enjoying it more, and I am more relaxed. So by really like sitting down and like honing in, like intentionally on eBay, like this is what I need to do to be successful on eBay. This is the time it requires to be successful on eBay. It has really like calmed me down. Well, I last week decided to quit Whatnot, and that's just been a load off of me, because I don't always feel like being live. Like, you know, I like making YouTube videos and I like interacting with you guys in the comments, but I don't always feel like putting on a performance, putting on a show, like going live to sell things, and then, you know, them selling for far less than they're worth, like less than wholesale. And then when I stopped worrying about the other platforms and kind of just put them on autopilot and have my little checklist where I touch them at least once a day, and just turned all that focus back to eBay, it has really just made me calmer and made me more relaxed, and I think a more successful reseller. So I used to kind of source and think like, oh, this is cute for Poshmark, this is cute for Whatnot to sell, or this is, you know, and now I'm like, I'm just focused on eBay. And if it sells on Poshmark, or if it sells on Depop, or sells somewhere else, that's great too. But just focusing on one thing has really been a blessing to me. And I don't think that I will go back. I have other hobbies and things that I want to do besides YouTube, and by narrowing my focus, my mind space is like, I can feel myself like lighter and less stressed. Then the third thing, so I told you all that to say, if you're doing 62 other things like I was, maybe consider narrowing your focus to one priority, and see how that goes. And then the third thing is I purchase solely on sell-through rate with rare exceptions. I'm looking for things that have a 40% sell-through rate or higher If it is an off-season item, like wool sweaters or coats, I'm going to go down to as low as a 25 to 30% sell through rate because those things are out of season. So in the last 90 days, they haven't sold as much. But since I source at the bins, I still want to get what I get while I can. But I do like a more extensive research on those brands as well. I kind of have been scrolling back to see like what did sell back when it was winter, like how many sold like in December, how many wool sweaters how many of this J. Crew merino wool sweater sold. So in my matrix in my head, when I pick something up, it needs to meet if I'm getting it at the Goodwill bins. Now, if I'm in the store, it's a different matrix, but it needs to be able to confidently sell between $15 and $25. Now, do I want it to sell for more? Yes, but I want it, that is the general baseline. Because I can source at the bin so cheaply, I'm willing to go as low as 15. Not ideal. I don't want to fill my store with a lot of low-end items, but I do find those bread and butter things pretty consistently. And if they have a 40% sell-through rate, I can take the $11 that I'm going to make and flip it again, flip it again, flip it again, and keep moving. So that is definitely a mind shift for me. And every now and then, not even every now and then, every day that I go sourcing and I pick up something that I used to pick up that I liked to pick up, I have to say, no, I have to stick straight to those because otherwise I will continue to fill my cart. I'm trying to think of something that, I can't even think because I've got all these other new brands in my head, things that I would pick up just Eliza J. Eliza J dresses. I love Eliza J dresses. And I am a dress girly. I love dresses, like wearing dresses as well as sourcing and selling dresses. But the sell-through rate on those dresses, even though they're beautiful, are not good until you get to the larger sizes. So unless it's like a size 12 or up, I won't even. And so I throw back. Rebecca Taylor is another one. The sell-through rate is not good for that. That is a high-end designer, beautiful pieces, like classic pieces, but the sell-through rate is not good. So even at a sell price or a pickup price of $1, it's not worth it to me if I'm going to sit on it for 2 years, like to make like $18. So just shifting my mind in that respect is been very beneficial, and I'm super excited to see where my consistency and my narrowed focus and my attention to sell-through rate versus like, ooh, it's cute, or this aesthetic will get me. And so those are the 3 things that I've really picked up on. And as I go through this journey, I'll share more with you. But now it is time for the numbers. Okay, so we got 2 sets of numbers today, and then I'll do what sold. I'm so super excited about what sold here at the end for Thursday. So currently on eBay, we have an active listings. We have 1,628. That is up +5 because, of course, when things sell on the other platforms as well, we have to take them off using this perfectly, of course. And then number of sold items on eBay, we've got 4 items for a total of $172.05. So since I started recording these 16 days ago, that is the highest day by far. The second highest was 81.27, so we crushed that goal. So it is only up from here. And then listed, I listed 20. I sourced 25 at the bins. It takes a lot longer to source. I used to be able to get like 6 bags of stuff in like 2 rotations, but I can be there. I was there 3 rotations yesterday or today, and it was like 25 items. Other profit, which comes from Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace, our second eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. So it would be a combined total of those platforms. And that is $189.43. Is that the goal? And that is the goal. That's the highest for the other platforms combined since we started this as well. So 2 records there. And then our total for, oops, I put the wrong total down. Our total for the day is $356.51. So that is, if I could have this day every day, I would be so happy. So that's why we're down to 105. We'll probably be at 105 for the next couple of weeks because it takes a long time to get back through all those listings. I can do about 20 an hour. And when you have, remember we have the big eBay store, but then we have another eBay store that just had like 300. That's the one I'm working on. My husband's working on the big one. And so by the time when I'm finished, I'll go over and help with the big one. But so we essentially have about 1,800 listings that need to be revised. And so we're revising them, a couple of hours a day. We work on that because it's just a lot to do. So we're revising title, price, and any searchable criteria, making sure we have as many of those clicked. I'm sorry, you guys, it's a hotbed of activity here right now, all the background noise. But we're going to hold at 105 so that we can get that done. And then when we get that done, we will focus on adding more. We'll see where we are because we will be heading into summer slowdown. And so we'll see kind of what makes sense. If 15 listings a day is good for us and we're getting the sales that we need, maybe we'll hold there. And then kind of look at August at ramping up. But that's why we're where we are right now. So I've listed 75. The goal is 105. I have 30 to go. So I still have Friday and Saturday, easy peasy to knock that out. Especially since I was doing 30 in a day last week. That seems like nothing to me. I can get that done all today if I want to. And then weekly sourcing, we had, we sourced 72. The goal was 105, so we have 33 to go. Once again, that'll be easy to get done between Friday and Saturday. And our weekly goal, I wanted to, when I started this whole thing, my first goal was to make $1,000 a week. And so, of course, I wanted to go up from there, but just to consistently hit $1,000 a week. And we haven't done that yet, but I feel like we could get it this week. So our weekly goal is 1,000. We are at $809.07. So we have to make another $190.93 between Friday and Saturday. So stores are linked down below if you want to buy anything. Just saying. So those are the numbers. Now I'm going to share with you what sold. So this is Thursday, May 2nd. So we will start off with Poshmark. And it's a long one, friends. So if you need to pause, go get a snack, do what you need to do. If you got a lot of listing to do, or if you just want to hang out with me, that's cool too. But I'm going to go through all of the items. We'll start with Poshmark first. So first off, for these Good American high-waisted faux suede leggings in a size 0, they sold for $24. After the $4.80 in fees, I was left with $19.20. Next up was this Under Armour Storm full zip gray extra large jacket. It sold for $30. After the $6 in fees, I was left with $24. That had been listed since February 27th, and the Good American had been listed since October 26th of 2023. Next up was this Jane and Delancey yellow like terry cloth top, size extra large. It had been listed since February 1st. It sold for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. Next up was this Joie linen blend top. It had been listed since June 17th of 2023. It sold for $19. After the $3.80 in fees, I was left with $15.20. Next up was this Isabella Maternity white floral maxi dress, size 2XL. It had been sold or listed since April 11th, so it gets a green star. It sold in less than the 30 days for $12. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $9.05. Maternity is one of the things like I am struggling with because I did have the maternity auctions, but since I'm not doing auctions anymore, I don't have the maternity that. And I don't know if the sell-through rate, some maternity items have a really good sell-through rate and some don't. And when I picked up this dress, I knew it would sell because it was a larger size and it's right on time in the season. So I'm definitely going to have to be careful with picking up maternity pieces because they will sell, but I'm not going to pick up as many as I was. Next up was this Planet Lauren two-piece set. This set is so expensive. And friends, I have had this. It says it's been listed since January 24th. That's just when I found it. I found it in a box. Like I've been going through our inventory and double checking to make sure everything was in list perfectly. That item was not in list perfectly. It had not been listed for probably a good 2 years. And I know I probably paid up for that. But since I had it so long, I didn't even have record of it. But it sold for $61. And after the $12.20 in fees, I was left with $48.80. So Planet by Lauren G. Planet Lauren G. Look that up because that has a great sell-through rate and it goes for a lot of money. Next up was this pink Victoria's Secret packable plum colored puffer. Say that 3 times fast. It had been listed since July 27th of 2023. It sold for $11. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $8.05. Next up was this Roots quarter zip sweatshirt, lavender size small. It sold for $8. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $5.05. And it had been listed since March 8th of 2023. I don't know if you've noticed by the dates, but if I've had them a long time and someone's like, by a long time, I mean a year or more, and someone sends me an offer, I'm just taking it. Next up were these Dover Saddlery full seat horse equestrian leggings. They've been listed since November 20th of 2023. They sold for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with size 705. Those have sold and been returned, and now they're selling again. And I think I just took her off for because that's a specialty item, but they're worth more than that. And plus I've had a goal to get to 10 sales, and that came in later in the night. So first thing in the morning, later in the night, I'm much more generous with offers. Let me know in the comments what's your theory about that. Like in the middle of the day, or if I've met my goal for the day, I can be pickier. Next up was this Mermont zip up jacket, blue size small. It sold for $15. After the $3 in fees, I was left with 12. That was another offer. It had been listed since March 16th of 23, so over a year. And then this last Poshmark sale was this Hurley Women's Rash Guard Black 2XL. It had been listed since May 29th of 2023, so 11 months. It sold for, I took an offer for $11. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $805, and that had also been listed incorrectly for I don't know how long, a long time, because I just corrected it. It was in the tops and not the swimwear, so I probably could have got more for it, and it could have sold quicker if I would have caught that it was listed in the wrong category on Poshmark. So, and that's some of the issues with there's two of us, you know, who work in the business. And my husband takes all the photos and he puts the things in list perfectly. So if I don't double check or I'm going too quick and I don't make the connection, like this isn't a top, it's a swimwear, and change it, like little things like that happen. But the good far exceeds the bad. So I love working with my husband. We are an excellent team, and we actually met at work, like we were both teachers. So next up for eBay. So I'm going to say all the numbers, but they're also going to be on the screen because I know it's a lot. First up was this Free People Daydreamer long sleeve Queen of Hearts tee, size small. And this was listed April 27th, so a week ago. The order total was $54.87. The buyer paid sales tax of $392. The transaction fee that I paid was $718. The shipping label that I paid for was $443, which left me with $39.34, and that was Ben's pickup. Next up are these Jack Q and Coco pants, black 18 through 20. This is a brand that I would have never picked up in the past because I didn't know about it. But one of the things while I'm outsourcing, if I've never seen it, I'm like, this is rare. It's not like Faded Glory where you see it all the time, or Old Navy. Like, I'm like, this is like something I haven't seen. So I throw it in the cart and I look up the comps on it. And so these sold for, or the order total was $26.47. The sales tax that the buyer paid was $247. The transaction fee was $367, and the shipping label was $633. That left me with $14. So not in my $15 to $20 threshold, $25 threshold, but they do have pieces that do, and I think I might have taken an offer on these too, so a little lower than I normally would have sold for, but that's a new brand that I learned through this process. And those were listed April 25th, so they sold quickly as well. Next up were these Lululemon dance pants. They're a salmon color, size 14. These were mine out of my closet. I cleaned out my closet and got rid of a lot of pants that I never wear, and these were too big. I don't really like the dance pants style anyway. I love joggers, but not that baggy, and then they were too big for me. So I'd only worn them once. And I was like, oh, I can sell these. They had been listed since April 22nd. The order total was $50.85. The buyer paid $2.40 sales tax. The transaction fee was $668. The shipping label was $593, and I was left with $35.84 from that sale. Then next up were these Frank and Eileen pants, blue size 2. I picked these up at the consignment shop a week ago, and they sold a week later. They've been listed since April 26th, so just a week. The order total was $106.17. The transaction fee was $13.51. I have my numbers out of order, sorry. The sales tax was $472. The shipping label was $507, and I made $82.87 off of those. So then we have one Depop sale. These had been listed since June 18th of 2023, so about 10 months. Cole Haan are Rita leather sandals. The order total was $25. The transaction fee was $1.54. The Depop fee is $2.50. Like, I don't know why there's a transaction fee and Depop fee, but it's not the same every time. Like, so I need to investigate. Like, there's not always a Depop fee, but there's always a transaction fee. So I need to investigate why sometime there is and sometime there isn't. Then that left me with a total of $20.96. So those are our sales for the week. Let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite sale of the day, as well as how your sales went today. Be sure to like this video, and if you like reseller content, and you're interested in watching more of my videos, there is some playlist linked at the end. So check those out, and I will see you in the next one, friends. Bye.
3 queens Resell, where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victims to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Resell getting strong and the ladies in command. 3 queens Resell, taking over the land.